Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Grapevine 101 session. We're so happy that you're here and to see you today. So I'm just going to give you kind of a quick overview of what we're going to do today. So we're going to walk you through Grapevine, the platform, how you can use it to easily collect donations for your giving circle, communicate with your members, and so much more. And we're going to walk you through a little bit of our background, and we'll leave plenty of time for you to ask us any questions that you have about using Grapevine. So first, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Emily Schaefer. I'm the content and community manager here at Grapevine. I help all of our Giving Circle leaders really get up and running on our platform and help make them super comfortable with using Grapevine. And I'm going to turn it over to Emily R., and then she'll walk you through a little background of Grapevine.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. So great to see you. Very excited to introduce you to Grapevine in our session today. So as Emily mentioned, please feel free to ask questions. You can drop them in the chat as we go along. We'll try and get to everything. And if not, we can always follow up via email later as well. So I'm Emily R., the other Emily at Grapevine. I'm the founder and CEO of grapevine.org. And we are a platform for giving circles. So Emily, if you want to pull up your screen and share our slides, I'll just quickly walk everyone through a little bit of background on Grapevine and what it is that we do. And then we'll jump into a little bit of a demo of the platform itself. So Grapevine is a home for collaborative giving. We started in 2017. Really with this idea of trying to create collaboration between donors and professional grant makers. As we were exploring how we could make that collaboration happen, we realized that donors really love to collaborate with each other. And it was through that process of discovery that we actually connected with a handful of giving circles who were excited about the tools that we were building and the exploration we were doing. And so we started working hand in hand with Giving Circles to build features specifically for the Giving Circle experience. So Grapevine really has been built by and for Giving Circles in many ways. We launched those tools for Giving Circles on Grapevine a little over a year ago now, March of last year. Little did we know what a crazy year was ahead, but it was a really great timing in many ways as far as being able to have a toolkit online for Giving Circles as they were navigating this past year and continue to navigate going forward how to use online tools to facilitate their Giving Circles. So what we've launched now, if we go to the next slide, is a simple solution for Giving Circles. We are a free platform. There are no minimum donation requirements, and really everything has been built for the Giving Circle experience, which includes both the payment processing, grant making and reporting side of things, as well as the community communication and collaboration side of things. So regardless of where your Giving Circle is in its process, we can help and we can make it easier for your group to run their process. So if you're just getting up and running, starting your Giving Circle for the first time, it takes just a few minutes to get started with us. Once you're up and running, or if you already are, managing your group is so much simpler by bringing all of these different pieces together in one simple solution for you. And then if you're ready to grow your group and expand your membership base, we know a lot of Giving Circles are interested in doing this. We're making it easier for you to do that with online invitations, social media integrations, and more. So again, regardless of where you are in the cycle of your group, we are here to help and happy to do so. So I'll just leave you with this last slide. There's a little bit of feedback here from our community of Giving Circle leaders, Giving Circle members. We're supporting hundreds of groups on the platform. And we also just launched the first ever global Giving Circle directory with Philanthropy Together, which now has over 2,000 Giving Circles in that directory that are part of that community. So we are very much embedded within this community, feel very much a partner to all of the Giving Circles that we're working with and beyond to the broader movement. So happy to answer any questions about that as well when we get to the Q&A section. But I think for now, I'll turn it back to Emily S. and we'll walk you through a short demo of the platform.
Yeah, thanks, Emily. And I actually just put a link in the chat too. So if you want to walk through this process with me, feel free to do so. You can pull up that link on your computer and then you can walk through step by step. And as Emily mentioned, please put your questions in the chat. We'll stop along the way and try and answer them as best we can. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And you'll see here, you can just go to grapevine.org. I put the specific link in that'll take you right to starting your giving circle. But if you go to grapevine.org, all you need to do is click start your own giving circle right here. And then you're going to just fill out a little bit of information. And the one thing that I want to make sure that you all know here is this is not permanent information. It can all be edited and changed later. Don't feel like it needs to be the final version. Think of it as a placeholder that you can update if you need to. So you're going to put in a name for your giving circle. I'm just going to put in Emily's giving circle for now. I might come up with something more creative later. And then I want to put the purpose of my giving circle. So just a couple of sentences around like why my group is coming together and what we're doing. If we're collecting a specific amount of money, or if we have a specific mission, I'd add that here. Just going to put in a little placeholder for now. And then we can click next. And then we're going to set up our first donation cycle. So at Grapevine, how we think about collecting donations is in 2 cycles. So a lot of giving circles we know will collect donations monthly or quarterly or annually. It might be $25 a month, $100 quarterly, $1,000 a year, something along those lines. And so we think of each of those as a cycle. And so you want to set your goal for your donation cycle. So this might be $1,000. I'm going to do that for mine. And then I want to select a default donation amount. So this could be, some groups have kind of a requirement of a minimum donation amount that you need to be involved in the group. Some have suggested amounts. So whatever it is for you, you can add the suggested amount or the required amount. You can list that here. So I'm going to do $25 for my group. And then how often would you like your members to donate? So going back to what I just mentioned about those kind of cadences that we described, you kind of want to pick your cadence for how often people will be donating. We have lots of options. We've designed this for lots of different group types. So we have monthly, quarterly, tri-annually, semi-annually, and annually, all available for you. I know a lot of groups operate in a lot of different ways, so we've built in that flexibility. For my example, I'm just going to do monthly here. And then I want to pick the date when my next donation cycle will begin. So the way that when you set up your giving circle, you're going to start collecting donations right away for your group. So I want to pick the date that my next donation cycle will start. So I'm going to start collecting donations for June right away. And then I want my next donation to start on July 1st. So we actually default it so that it's like a cycle away, whether that's quarterly or monthly, to help make it a little bit easier for you. So you can switch that if you need to, but I'm going to keep mine at July 1st. I know that's a little bit confusing. So we've put together this really handy guide that gives you tons of different examples around like how the donation cycles work and how you can think about them. So you can always go ahead and read that guide if you need to, and just click that there. And then I'm going to click next. And now I've got my donation page, my giving circle page, all set up on Grapevine. See, we told you it's really quick, under 5 minutes. You can do it really quickly. And I can edit all of this information. So we kind of guide you through a few steps at the top here for getting your page all set up. The first thing you can do is invite other admins. So we know that giving circles are oftentimes a really collaborative experience. So you can invite your other leaders to help update and make your page with you. So all you need to do is put in their name and their email address, and then you can add a little message inviting them to the page there. You can add your cover photo. So this could be like a picture of your group, or maybe it's your community, or maybe it's something about the community that you're supporting. So you can add your cover photo. All you need to do is click upload image here. And then you can have a little avatar image too. This is like what you'd use on social media. You can just add that avatar image as well and click save. And then we encourage you to write your first post. So one of the great features about giving circle pages on Grapevine is that it's kind of has like almost like a closed Facebook group kind of feeling. You can write posts and updates to your group members so they can go ahead and get that right within your giving circle. One of the great things is that they'll actually get an email notification. Everyone who's in your group will get an email notification when you post that. So that can be really helpful for giving circles. I just got a question from Allison that I want to address. Can you adjust settings so that donations aren't attributed publicly to specific members, but are known to the site administrator? That's a great question. So yes, the donations can be private publicly, and then the administrators can see them. And we'll go into that in a little bit more detail further on, but yes, that's definitely possible. So you want to write your first welcome post here, add a little message. Maybe you want your members to say hi, maybe introduce themselves. You can kind of make a note of that within this first post. And then you'll see some other edit buttons throughout your page here. So you'll see that you can edit your purpose. Remember, I promised you early on, you can change your name and your purpose and all of those things that you entered before. So you can edit your purpose statement here. And then Emily mentioned to you the Giving Circle directory that we've partnered with Philanthropy together to put out. Well, we have all of these details that you can add about your Giving Circle, and this will help people find you within that global Giving Circle directory that we mentioned. So if you're affiliated with a network, you can add that information. You can pick focus areas for your Giving Circle. You can add some of your membership information here, and then you can add your location and contact details for your Giving Circle as well. So we really encourage you to take a little bit of time and fill out all that information so that it'll make it easier for people to find your Giving Circle within that global Giving Circle directory. So those are kind of the edit buttons throughout. You can also go to the About page. This is where you can edit a number of other settings for your Giving Circle. So you can be a private Giving Circle group, or you can be a public Giving Circle group. A public page, that means anyone can see it, anyone can make a donation, anyone can sort of see comments on your wall, things like that. A closed group, people will have to join your group in order to see any of your activity. For membership, so you can either allow new members to join your Giving Circle instantly, or you can have an administrator or a group leader approve all of those membership requests. And then a feature that was kind of requested by Giving Circles on our site was this member survey. So you can ask people to answer a few questions before joining your Giving Circle. You can just type in the questions that you want them to answer. This could be why they're joining the Giving Circle, why they're passionate about giving. Anything you want can be listed within this survey. And then they'll just be asked to fill that out before they join your Giving Circle. Posting, similar to other social platforms, you can allow all members to post and comment, or you can just have administrators allowed to post, and then everyone can comment on those posts. So those are most of the kind of settings features within the Giving Circle. Now I'm excited to share with you the donation cycle admin. This is where a lot of Giving Circle leaders find a lot of value in using Grapevine because it really helps to streamline your donations and how you can track down members who have donated and haven't donated. So you'll see here on this main page of your Giving Circle and your most recent donation cycle, we're collecting donations now for June, you'll see, we can click on this donation cycle admin section here. You'll see if you want to change your goal or you want to change your title, maybe this is June 2021, but you could also make this the nonprofit that you're raising funds for. It could be for COVID-19 relief. It could be for Asian American Heritage Month. You could add a title for what you're collecting funds for there as well. Once you've picked the nonprofit where your group will be directing funds, you can select this Pick Nonprofits button here. And then you can also see this donation table. So this is, again, kind of like the secret sauce of Grapevine and what makes it really easy for Giving Circle leaders to manage their donations. So you'll see the amount that someone donated, the date that they donated, their name, how long they've been a member, if they set up a recurring payment or a one-time payment, and then their payment type. They can sort by all of these columns. And what's so nice is you can sort by unpaid donors as well. This seems really handy for a lot of our Giving Circle leaders. They can see who hasn't made their donation yet. And then you can actually click into the person's name and you can send them a quick message. So if you want to send them a thank you note for making their donation, or you want to send them a reminder, you can do that really easily right through the platform. And then you can also download all of this into a CSV file. So that's a really helpful additional tool for your Giving Circle. I'll pause there for a second. Emily, I don't know, have I missed anything so far? Anything to add on these pieces? Any questions from the audience?
While we're waiting to see if some questions come in, I think you've been doing a great job covering everything. The only two things that I would just add are, one, the Global Giving Circle directory we mentioned. We are embedding that on other donor platforms, and so it will increasingly become a great source of opportunity for Giving Circles to be a part of, and potentially be discovered as part of this directory listed on all sorts of donor platforms. So that's one thing to note. And then the second thing to note is when you set up your donation cycle, I know Emily walked us through all the different cadences, right? Monthly, quarterly, et cetera. There's also an option for one time. So if you just wanted to set it up one time for now and you're not sure when you want to start collecting that next cycle, you can manually do that later. So you can maybe set one up one time for, you want to start collecting donations for a particular cause, you're not sure when you're going to start collecting for that next cause, that flexibility is there as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've kind of walked you through your page, and actually one more thing that I'll add here is that in this posting section, we've added a few different types of posts that you can add to your Giving Circle. So you can add a nonprofit if you want to. We pull in the IRS database of all registered and in good standing nonprofits. So you can find most nonprofits in your community. If you don't see it, you can always shoot us an email and we can verify it and add it to our platform if needed. And then we can add also organizations that are sponsored by another nonprofit. We can add those as well if you send us an email. The nice thing about being able to add a nonprofit to a post is this could be kind of like maybe your group is considering 3 different nonprofits and you want to share them so that people can look into them a little bit more. You could do that. A number of our groups will also add a post with the nonprofits that weren't selected as the recipient for that quarter. And then you'll see you can actually just click through here and people could add extra donations if they wanted to. So if you wanted to give people an easy way to add some extra donations to the nonprofits that weren't the recipients of your grant for the quarter or the month or whatever your cadence is, this is a great way to do that. So that's one type of post. You can also add a fund. So we have the ability to put Giving Circles in, or put nonprofits together into what we call a fund. And we see this used by Giving Circles as more of like kind of a crowdfunding campaign to get extra donations for the nonprofits that they raised funds for, maybe over the previous year, or maybe for a specific issue or cause area. So for example, this is the Latina Giving Circle Peninsula Fund. They put this fund together around COVID-19 to support nonprofits in their community that really needed extra funds during COVID-19. And these were also all past grant recipients. So you can see they put like a little explanation of their Giving Circle, some links to their information about their Giving Circle. And then you can see all of the nonprofits that they selected. When someone makes a donation, it's split evenly among all of these nonprofits. So that's just a little extra feature that some of our Giving Circles used. And you can add this as a post within your Giving Circle to encourage your members to share this far and wide beyond the Giving Circle with coworkers, family, friends, community members, and others. You can also add an image. So if the nonprofit shares like an image update with you about how they use the funds, this is a great way to kind of share and keep your members updated. And then you can add a poll. So if you actually want to do your voting within Grapevine on your nonprofit that your group will be supporting, you can actually just add a poll here. There's 2 different types of polls that you can add: winner take all, so everyone gets 1 vote, or ranked choice, so members can actually vote 1 through 6 here. You can set a voting deadline, and then the winner will be, or the recipient will be announced on the date that that vote is closing, which is another kind of nice feature. Super easy way to kind of manage everything all in one place for your Giving Circle.
And Emily, I'm just seeing a question from Sarah in the chat. Can members control notifications? Are text notifications an option?
Yeah, this is a really great question. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight, now that we've kind of walked through the whole platform and you've kind of seen all the different features, we can go ahead and launch our Giving Circle. So you can click this Launch Giving Circle button when you're ready. I'm going to click launch here. I get a nice little confetti, which is super exciting. And then Then you can just share the link with your Giving Circle members to help invite them to sign up. And there's a couple different ways that you can do that. So you can always share the link directly with your members to have them sign up. You can also go to this members tab here and you can click invite new members. And then you can copy and paste a list of all of your members or the people who you want to invite to your Giving Circle. And that's how your members will actually join your Giving Circle. Once they've joined your Giving Circle, they'll be able to set up their donation. And I wanted to walk you through that quickly, and then I'll show you kind of how members can control their notifications, their donations, and all of those different pieces. So then your members gotten their invitation to join your Giving Circle. They can go ahead and click donate here. And you'll see they can add their name, they can share their contact information with you. And then we have a couple of different payment methods that can be used. So we have a bank account option, and then we have a credit and debit card option as well. Grapevine's a free platform, but there are credit and debit card processing fees and bank processing fees. The really nice thing about the bank processing fee option is it's only 0.8% up to a maximum of $5. So it's a really, really low processing fee, which is great for your members. It's a really great option for them. There's also a credit and debit card option. Most cards are 2.2% plus 30 cents, but American Express is 3.5%. None of these fees go to Grapevine at all. They go to the banks and processing companies. Everyone pays this fee on every transaction that you make with a card. We just make sure that the fees are very clearly disclosed so that donors have the option of making sure 100% of their donation goes to the nonprofit. And that's something that you'll see on this right-hand side here. We add in the payment processing fee, and the donor has the ability to make sure that they're sending 100% of their donation to the nonprofit. If they don't want to cover those fees, they have the option to opt out of that, and then it'll just come out of their donation. And as I mentioned before, Grapevine is a free platform. We operate on the generosity of tips from donors. So you'll see people can choose the tip amount. It's completely optional. They don't need to leave a tip, but we really encourage Giving Circle leaders to let their members know that Grapevine is a free platform. So if they're able to leave a tip, it's greatly appreciated, and it helps us promote our mission of spreading the Giving Circle movement, helping to build up our platform, make it even better for you and your donors. So then they can complete their donation. And then you'll see if they can head back to your Giving Circle page, and then they can go to this section once they've got their donation and they're a member of your Giving Circle. They can actually go to this Your Donation section here, and this is where they can manage all their donations. So if they have a recurring donation and they need to cancel it for some reason, they can go ahead and do that. And then they can set it up again if they need to, if they got a new card or something like that. They can also go to their account settings here. And under communication, they can go ahead and change their notification preferences and turn them off if they need to. They can also update their email, password, those types of things, their profile, all of that. So your donors have their own ability to kind of manage their own profile. And that's a big benefit for a lot of Giving Circle leaders, that their members can kind of do all of this on their own. Just checking to see some questions here. I see Kyson is asking what features are getting the most traction with Giving Circle members, polling, posts with images, would love to hear best practices. That's a really great question. So I will say the number one thing that we hear from Giving Circle members is that it's just so easy to use, the ease of using Grapevine, setting up their donation, being able to set up a recurring payment where they don't have to remember to bring a check to a meeting every time or to make their one-time payment through Venmo or something else. Having that recurring payment is just like the biggest benefit for Giving Circle members, and also for Giving Circle leaders as well, because it means a lot less chasing down checks, as people like to say, or chasing down donations from folks. So that's probably one of the biggest benefits for members and for Giving Circle leaders. Outside of the donation features, I definitely think that the polling feature is probably one of the most helpful for groups. Being able to have that like ranked choice option in there has been really helpful for a lot of groups. You can do a poll to see, like, you can use it for more than just voting on the nonprofit. You can see what times are good for people to meet. You can see what people might be interested in focusing on for a specific quarter or a specific year. So the polling feature definitely comes in handy as well. And the fact that everyone gets an email notification when that post is updated, that's really helpful too, unless they turn them off, and they can do that.
Yeah, and I would just say most people leave the notifications on. So, but it's nice to have that option just in case there's someone or a couple people in your group that are trying to keep their inbox more under control. One other thing that we have been seeing a number of giving circles do recently that's been fun is they'll do a feature, a member feature or spotlight, upload a picture, share some information about that member. Other people can see that and reply and welcome them. That's been a really fun way for people to learn more about the other members. And there is an opportunity when members sign up to create a bit more of a profile here as well, where that information can be, more information can be shared by members about their interests and who they are and their background. Yeah, we can click into
Yeah,
what we
you can even see, here's mine. I have a little bit of background information listed here. And even if I go to my settings, I can edit my profile and I can add even more information about myself if I'd like. I can update my photo, add some websites, things like that.
Great. And Sarah, just to circle back on your question about text notifications, text is not an option yet, but we are looking into it. So we'll keep you posted on that.
I know we've got just a couple of minutes left here, so I want to make sure we leave more time for any questions that folks have. And while we're waiting for questions to come in, so something really exciting that we're doing this month, it's May Madness for Grapevine. So for every 10 members that join your giving circle on Grapevine, we'll add $100 to your giving circle, up to $500. So really, really fun, exciting promotion. We love being able to add extra dollars to your giving circle that you can direct to the nonprofit of your group's choice. It's really fun for us. And so please, if you are considering getting started on Grapevine, this month is a great month to do it because there is that little bit of extra incentive for you and that you can share with your members to help motivate them to kind of get their donations all set up.
Okay, I don't see any other questions.
All
Sorry,
right.
go ahead, Emily.
Yeah, if we've got, oh, if I missed it, but can you show how to make donations publicly anonymous? So you'll see here, actually, if I go to donate, there's this little checkbox that says inspire others by letting them see that I donated. They can just uncheck this and then they can complete their donation. So you'll still be able to see it as the administrator, but you won't, anyone else won't be able to see it. And actually, I'm just gonna, one thing that I didn't get a chance to cover because we have an extra minute here. This is a giving circle page that's been on Grapevine for over a year now. So it's a great kind of page to kind of take a look at. And one of the things that I wanted to show you is you can actually see this giving history. This is a really nice feature for a lot of giving circles to be able to see kind of each nonprofit that they raised funds for. If I click view all here, it'll take you to the impact page and you can actually see each quarter by quarter how much they raised and a little bit about the nonprofit that they supported, and this nice roll up of how much they've raised, how many donors, the average amount given per donor. So it's really transparent and it's a great way to kind of keep your giving circle members motivated and excited.
Great. Well, I think we're just about at time. I'm going to drop our emails in the chat, just emily@grapevine.org and emilyS@grapevine.org. Please do reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to answer any questions, hear your ideas for more things we can do to make your life easier as giving circle leaders. Like I said, that's really how we've been developing this platform to date. So always love to hear from you. And I think that's it. Anything else, Emily, to leave everyone with?
No, thank you everyone for joining us today and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much. Bye.